I'm not elect, I'm too old for that.
Go down the list.
I'm waiting for you.
All right, we'll call the January 4th, 2021 Management Services Meeting order. Is there a motion to approve the agenda? Mr. Dukoff, Mr. Bauer. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Are there any public comments? Seeing none. County farm management issues. Don't think we have anything right offhand.
I didn't sure when they're gonna put fertilizer on, but kinda have to look at.
Yeah, it's whenever the weather's fit. Seeing nothing else on that, maintenance supervisor report.
It'll be a quick meeting. First off, and I believe Amanda has a couple copies up there as well. They had emailed to me from SmartWatt, which is now Centrica Business Solutions. Their verification report from year one of our verified savings. And I'll give this one to somebody if you're interested in looking at it. And then, like I said, I think Amanda has a couple up there. I only printed one because there's like 1,000 sheets here. In a nutshell, real quick, their guaranteed savings on the whole project was, they were shooting for $33,800. And their verified savings over a past year were $39,700. So that's almost a $6,000 surplus. This whole thing is full of their rhyme and reason and what they based it on. If anyone's interested in thumbing through this, feel free, or not. No takers? Okay. Snow removal was a couple small snow events. One was just New Year's Eve, or New Year's Day rather, the ice came over and salted a handful of areas for the deputies. Do some salt out here by 911, over by the health department. And then actually yesterday morning came over and I didn't plow, wasn't gonna plow, a half inch of slush. We just salted the heck out of the lots and melted everything away, did sidewalks, and seemed to work out fine because today everything is nice and clear. We're getting off pretty easy to this point. We'll see what happens in the next couple of months. December was actually a very good month maintenance-wise. Majority of small stuff was handled in-house. And then claim sheet, a handful of those are actually from the month prior that I just didn't get billed for. So those didn't even happen in December. Sorry. I had to have a freezer in the jail kitchen recharge last week. It was a big Manitowoc freezer. It wasn't working, had to have it charged up. Ileana Lock Service has been doing some work for me. They did the full lock swap out for Breeden down at the county clerk, where they're taking over Head Start. There's also a project that the circuit clerk is doing in the courthouse. It's her project that she's paying for it, but she asked if I would more or less spearhead it and organize it for her. Ileana Lock Service is doing that as well. She's having 2 of her doors turned into half doors, or Dutch doors rather, and she wants electronic keyless entry on her office. There's 3 doors that's going to have that, and so I'm getting the ball rolling on a lot of that stuff. And the 2 doors that are going to be half doors are going to have a stainless tray to pass under, paperwork and whatnot, and can have a little like bank teller talk hole in it, so they can converse that way and whatnot. So that's going on over there. Health department, there's some alterations going on down here on this east end. Actually, I have LaBelle Construction down there right now. They're starting to gut that room that's going to be offices. They're putting up a wall. There's going to be 2 offices in there, then a 3rd office in it's more or less a closet right now. And also, Weber's is doing they're putting in heating and cooling because there's no heating and cooling in that area whatsoever. And we went with a heat pump, and we're not connecting to the existing glycol loop. This is going to be a separate system, and they're getting that done as well. This is all getting paid for with health department grant money. So so, which is a pretty cool deal. Then lastly on here, my two capital improvement projects for this year, the north parking lot over at the courthouse and the door operating retrofit for inside the jail. I'm going to reach out to both of those people, IPC and then the company that's hopefully going to do this, and let them know that those are going out for bid. I'm gonna write up some, spoke with Amanda about this a little bit last month. I kind of shot for after the first of the year to reach out to everybody. And we're gonna come up with whatever needs to get posted and where we're gonna post it, and make it all legit and whatnot. And question, when do we need to put out for the mowing?
Is that this year?
Yeah, we're due, and because if we put it out now, then we talk about it and decide in February, well, next month is March. So it probably needs to happen soon.
Well, since it was brought up under your report, can we vote to put it out? So, is there a motion to put for bids?
Motion to put that out for bid. How many years we,
Usually we do 3.
That's what they did.
like, 3-year contract?
Very excited, Mr. Dukoff.
That's all I have.
Okay. Do we need to do voice?
How close is that to Eric's server room?
All in favor of putting in?
How close is that to Eric's server room? You put in the, heating there.
Well, actually, the one that's right next to it is the long hallway that's storage right now for the clerks.
So I got, I'm reaching.
Yeah.
For your server room, do you have a backup heating and air conditioning?
You got a motion on the floor.
Yeah.
He has a mini split in there.
Okay.
All in favor of putting out for bids, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, it goes out for bids.
Can I ask
So
a
the
question
answer
now?
will take care of that. Huh?
Can I ask a question now?
Now you can answer.
Okay, now over to you. Do you have a backup heating or air conditioning for your server room?
It's got its own air conditioner that's in there.
Do you have a backup though? If it went down?
It's got its own on its own side, completely separate from the heat pump. It's not connected in any way, shape, or form.
My thought, I was just thinking, I was reaching, because I figured we're close to each other. But just having you for a backup to run ductwork over to you for a backup for air, that's all I was going with.
Sounds like that would be a conversation with the health department.
It's a good thought.
I
Since
just-
it's theirs.
Reaching,
Yeah, it's a good thought, but having it done, and
It's not a bad idea.
I hate for them to,
Both are interior areas, so there shouldn't be, it's not gonna freeze
there's no heat,
right away.
it's just the AC.
It's just the AC. That room really doesn't need heat. It does a good enough job on its own.
Yeah.
There's
Sorry, I
several
was-
servers back there, radio equipment that warms up that room plenty.
Sure.
Any other questions for our superior supervisor?
Zion.
New title, that's for the $6,000 bonus, they just got extra money.
It comes with.
Yes, sir.
Question I have has to do with the modifications that are being done for the health department down there. One of the phrases or terms in our contracts with our renters is that any modifications to the building have to be approved by the board. Health department does not have a lease, but in many ways they're similar to our other tenants. So the question is, should we be approving or voting on the modifications that are being planned down there? It's our responsibility to administer this building and all the things associated with it. So I think anytime somebody wants to make any major modifications or additions, I think the board not only needs to know about it, but have the right to approve it.
Is there a motion to approve the modifications being made? Mr. Dukoff, Mr. Bowers. We are not technically spending any money, so do we?
No, I think it's a matter of that everybody on the board is aware of it. has an opportunity to voice their opinion, yea or nay, regarding it.
Do we need a voice or just a roll call, or voice should be good?
I think a voice vote is sufficient.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
When it comes before the board, it'll be a roll call, because being a virtual meeting, everything has to be roll call.
In the future, down the road, I'll keep that in mind, because
Well,
it's,
we've been in contact on it, so it's not,
It's a minor point, but I think.
Sure.
I think it's something, as a principle of operation, we need
Yeah,
to,
I agree.
to follow that.
Is the school out of the,
yeah, they're gone, and probably 2/3 of Clark's stuff's already been there.
I just knew that the last meeting that they said their stuff was still on there, so I just wondered.
Yeah, it's all gone.
any other questions? Okay. Claims. Should have got the claims. Is there a motion? Any
I
questions?
make a motion to accept the claims.
Is there a second? Mr. Duval?
Bowers,
Yes.
Ducat,
Yes.
Zumwalt,
Yes.
Barron's.
Yes. Is there any old business? Is there any new business? Mr. Ducal moves to adjourn, is there a second? Mr. Bowers, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We are adjourned.
It has to stay in the record.
For management, yes.
That has to.
For others, no, we have done shorter.
That was like 13 minutes.
Yeah.